Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to our English class. Today we are going to continue our Unit 4 Special Places. And we are going to focus on the grammar superlatives. At the end of this lesson, you will be able to revise the pattern, use and rules of superlatives, and practice exercises related to superlative adjective, as well as create sentences using superlative adjectives. But before we go into our lesson today, do you still remember what did you learn in the previous video? Okay, let's review a little bit. Of course, you learned about comparatives. So when do we use comparatives? We use comparative to compare the differences between two things. Rule number 1. Adjectives with one syllable, you need to add or and then plus than. Rule number 2. And adjectives that end with a single vowel and a consonant, double the final letter before adding than. Adjectives with two syllables that end in y, change y to I and add or plus than. And adjectives with two or more syllables, you need to add more plus than. So these are the 4 rules of comparatives. So our lesson today is about superlatives. So let's take a look at the examples. Number 1, who is the tallest in your family? Number 2, what's the most exciting experience in your life? Number 3, this is the most expensive pair of shoes. 4, my house is the largest one in our neighborhood. And 5, your dog ran the fastest in the race. So these are the examples of the superlatives. So can you tell me, when do we use superlatives? A superlative adjective expresses the extreme or highest degree of a quality. We use a superlative adjective to describe the extreme quality of one thing in a group of things, 3 or more things. So this is the difference between superlative and comparative. For the comparative, you compare the differences between two things. But for the superlative, you compare one thing in a group of things, which means 3 or more things. Now, let's take a look at the rules. So for rule number 1, adjectives with one syllable, you need to add est or st. You can see in the example. Cold, it becomes the coldest. And nice, the nicest, because nice ends with e already. You don't need to add est, just st. Rule number 2, adjectives that end with a vowel and a consonant, double the final letter before adding the plus est. Big, it becomes the biggest. Russia is the biggest country in the world. Hot, the hottest. August is usually the hottest summer month. Rule number 3. Adjectives with 2 or more syllables, add the plus most. Boring, it becomes the most boring. It's the most boring movie at the cinema. Expensive, it becomes the most expensive. We ate at the most expensive restaurant in town. And the last rule, adjectives with 2 syllables that end in y, change y to I and add est. Early, it becomes the earliest. Happy, the happiest. However, there are some irregular adjectives that you cannot apply these rules. Those adjectives are good, it becomes the best. Bad, it becomes the worst, and far it becomes the farthest or the furthest. So to be clear, let's go to the practice. Today we have 3 exercises to practice. Exercise 1, choose the correct words. We have 5 items here. So in each item there are 2 choices. You need to read each sentence carefully and choose the correct answer. You may pause here and spend a few minutes on the exercise. Exercise 2. Complete the sentences with superlative form of the adjectives in the brackets. You see, in each sentence, there is an adjective given. So you need to use the adjective given to form the superlative and complete the sentence. Let's spend a few minutes on this exercise. Exercise 3. Correct the sentences. The 5 sentences here have errors, so you need to read each sentence carefully and find the mistake. Thank you very much for your hard working. Now you may check your answers. Exercise 1, Exercise 2, 3. So how many answers have you done correctly? I hope that everyone did a great job. So the homework for today, create 10 sentences using superlative adjectives. You can create your sentences in positive, in negative, or in question. Thank you very much for your participation. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop your comments below or just directly message to your teacher's Telegram. And don't forget to copy the lesson today and send it to your teacher. Last but not least, please take care of yourself and your beloved ones during this COVID-19 pandemic. Thank you very much. See you in the next video. Goodbye.